All right, let's do this again. I ran a live earlier today all about business coaching and what it means to have private one-on-one business coaching and what sort of things that I've done in the past year with clients in private one-on-one business coaching. So what I wanted to talk about was all the different sort of areas that I can focus on or that I've had experience in, so that you can see whether it's right for you or if it's one of the things that you've been trying to work out and you're just not quite sure how to approach it in your business. I'm doing this again, those who were on live earlier, because my live did not save, and so I'm just doing this again. All right, so why I work with a business coach and what sort of things that you can do. And the reason that I call myself a business coach is it's because it's language that most people understand, and it is something that people search for and stuff like that. But I would probably call myself a little bit more of a consultant and a strategist and a mentor, as opposed to just a business coach. So if that's something you're thinking, like, you know, which one's which, what's the difference? I give more action plans and actual things that you should be doing and strategies and ideas, as opposed to just coaching you on what you need to do, but really giving you the guidance as well. So that's sort of the difference, because my experience is in this area of product-based business. I've had my own brand. I've had a few brands actually. I've had my own retail store. I've worked with hundreds of brands. I have been consulting for 5 years in this particular role and style, but I've been in retail and wholesale for 25 years and coaching and lecturing in fashion business and business strategy for product businesses for many years. So, why you would work with a business coach. Let's just go through some of the things that I've done this year. I've just got my list here in front of me. So a few things. All right, all the different sales channels. So whether you are a brand and you sell retail as well as wholesale, as well as the other marketplaces, what are all the different options available to you and how to do those with effectiveness and with maximum effectiveness, so that you're not, spending your time doing the wrong things. All right, so sales channels. How to export your brand. If you've got a brand and product, you want to take it overseas, globally, you want to expand, you want to work with different countries. That's something I work with people on, as well as getting export ready, as well as being figuring out which trade show to do and how to be trade show ready and how to approach your marketing, your sales, your pricing, all that sort of stuff, all your logistics, all that sort of jazz too. So. And then retail stores. So retail stores, working with buying, figuring out your data, your categories, how to make sure that you're spending money on the right things, your cash flow, your analysis of, what products you have in stock and what you spend too much money or time investing in. Do you need to do different things? So really reviewing, analysing your data, analytics, and looking at growth opportunities there as well. Range planning. So lots of people that I work with, I've worked with many different fashion brands in the past, as well as non-fashion brands, and looking at your product mix. Do you have the right amount of the balance of products right? Because I've been a buyer as well, as a retail buyer, you buy differently to someone who's just buying individual units like a retail customer. So is your range set up? And you don't have to have a huge range, by the way. You can just have one product. But even if you've got one product, are your colorways, set up to allow people to buy different products? So, is that something that you've considered and thought about, or did you just keep adding and adding and adding? Is there a point or there should be a point where you remove product from your range and you add new, and your product should be always moving through a cycle of, whether it's your star product, your intro product, your dog product? Are you keeping your dog products too long and not moving on to new ones? All right. So range planning, from the perspective of a buyer as well, and from the perspective of wholesale, and from the perspective of a retail buyer, can your customers lots of things in your range? Sorry, my battery just was going flat, so it told me to stop. All right, so range planning is a huge one. I love working on that, and that's a real one-on-one thing. You can't really do that in a group. It's really something you got to look at specific businesses. And it's that fresh eyes too, because you've had your head in with your product for so long. So sometimes that new perspective is really important to make sure that you're looking at the right things and you're not, just being emotional about the products too. Because that's obviously, if it's your product, you're so passionate about it, you're so in love with it, or you've designed it and created it, but you can't really see the real true data that tells you maybe you shouldn't have it, or it's costing you money, not making you money. All of those things are things that we can review and stuff as well. All right, what do you need to outsource? What are the things that you need to do in your business that you shouldn't be doing anymore? Or what are the things that you should get other people to do for you, and how to do that? Like how to hire effectively, quickly, easily, how to, set up systems in your business to allow, the smooth transition of staff, or that you can have new staff come in and learn things quickly as well. So setting up those systems as well. Marketing strategies. Those people who know I love working on all the different ones, and you cannot just have one social media strategy. I love social media. It's not the only strategy you should have to attract people into your business. And once you've attracted them, you need to nurture them. So are you email marketing properly, effectively? Let's map out a plan. Let's look at review your current strategy. Is it working? What should we be doing instead? How do we figure out, how to nurture your customers longer and build up that list that you have as well. All right, managing your data, as I said, data analysis. It is something, those who didn't hear at the start, I used to be a high school teacher as well. And I love my maths, and I was a maths teacher. I love my data and spreadsheets and stuff, and not like crazy complicated ones, but just so that you understand what's happening in your business. Do you know your best selling product? Do you know what's the most searched product on your website? Have you ever looked at that? Do you understand within your product mix which things and which colors or which categories are the best sellers, the ones that you should never not have in stock? Do you do this in your business and really understand what's happening inside the business? So that's another thing too. All right, so what else, other things? Sales channels we talked about, systems, ranges, your product, hiring new staff, marketing strategies. So it's sort of all that, if you're looking at a business plan, the different elements of a business plan. So you need a financial side of it, you need to know your numbers, you need to have a sales channels, you need to have marketing strategies, you need to have the right people, and you need to expand and continually evolve and grow. And then review the sales data and marketing data that you've got to make tweaks and changes. They're all the different things that I do and work on. And that's where sometimes, as I said, someone said to me, what do you come in and just, provide that fresh perspective, fresh eyes on a business and help me figure out what opportunities I'm missing, or where there's gaps in what I'm doing, or how I can systemize, or how I can, increase sales by changing one thing. Business is about 1%ers, and as well as, lots of other things that you do in life. It's about the little things that you do well, which accumulatively add up and have a huge impact on your business. So, and your bottom line and your profit too. So it's about those 1%ers all doing everything like a little bit better or a little bit differently to really make change and tweaks. All right, so one-on-one business coaching, that is available if you wanted something specific for you, for your product business, whether it's a brand, you've got a brand or a retail store. They're the areas I work in, product-based businesses, and really focusing on how to help you scale, how to help you set up your foundations, and go from there. Have a profitable, thriving, sustainable business where you're not hustling 24/7, and you've got consistency in your sales coming in. You've got exactly what to focus on in your business, and you know exactly where you're going and where you're heading, because you've got your goals set in place and stuff as well. All right, looking forward to working with more one-on-one in next year. As I said, I've got I might not have said this, but I've got a Black Friday deal on today where you can get half price business coaching. So I wanted to talk about what sort of things I've done in here before. And then I have ongoing packages where you can get you can get a 3-month package, you can get a 6-month package, or a 12-month package. So there's all different ways you can work together as a business coaching consulting role, and helping you grow your business and helping you scale and manage yourself and your time and mindset and stuff like that too. So any questions, let me know. I look forward to, there's a few people have booked in already, which I'm super excited about, the one-on-one coaching, and that can be used this year or next year. It doesn't have to be used, in the next 3, whatever we've got left of the year, 6 weeks of the year, 5 weeks, I don't even know anymore. So yeah, definitely look at that. If you are looking for having personal, private, one-on-one business coaching, that is an option available too. All right, hopefully this live saves, because it did not save last time, and now I have to figure out how to make sure this one does without messing it up again. So any questions, let me know in the DM afterwards, or just comment deal actually while you're in the chat, or on DM, or afterwards as a comment, and then you'll get sent all the information about it as well. All right, thank you.